Yes. Yeah, we'll start. October, November 2022. Paper 3 of 2. Yeah, the first question, please. Please read.
What is most likely to improve the allocative efficiency for market?
If there should be allocative efficiency of market, output has to increase. That is the point. So for output to increase, new firms have to enter the market. So the answer is C. Clear?
Very clear.
Question 2.
The diagram.
Yeah, the diagram shows okay, laptop is hanging. Okay. Okay. Yeah, the diagram shows a market in which there are negative externalities of production and positive externalities of consumption. Production is having negative externalities and consumption is having positive externalities as well. Now, we have our graph. They say, what is the marginal external cost at the free market equilibrium level of output? Since we are having negative externalities for production, but we're having positive externalities on consumption, so that means our external cost, external benefits exceeds private benefits. That is the point. You get it? So the equilibrium market level will be at EG, where our marginal social cost equals to our marginal private benefits. Did you see it?
Yes.
It's in the same line, marginal social cost, marginal private benefits, EG. Clear?
Very clear.
We'll go to question 3. What could be included in the cost-benefit analysis of a project to build a road bridge connecting an island community to the mainland? A fall in employment for ferry services, yes. An increase in carbon emissions, no. It should be yes, because it's part of cost analysis. It's cost. Pollution is a cost, external cost. A reduction in the travel time for work, it should be included, yes. An increase in income for the community, it should be included, yes. So the answer is C. Is it clear?
Very clear.
Question 4. The table shows the level of total outputs. The total and average utility at different levels of consumers' weekly consumption of a product. After which level of weekly consumption does the diminishing marginal utility first occur? At 1, it was 4 utility and the average cost was 4. When it was 2, the total utility was 9. The average utility was 4.5. As now it goes to 3, the total utility is 5. The average utility is 5. Going to 4, it remains the same as 3 and 4. Do you get it? So it means that the law of diminishing marginal utility starts occurring at 3. Do you get it?
Yeah.
You have a constant return to scale, constant return to utility with 3 and 4 is the same. So that means at 3, that you have the same with 4. At that point in time, you start thinking about, you don't have the same satisfaction. The same satisfaction you derive from consuming the first and the second started changing.
Yeah. In
the first week, it's fine. The second week, the third week, from the third week, you don't feel the same satisfaction anymore.
Yeah.
That's why the average cost starts increasing, they start reducing again. Is it clear?
Yes.
The law of diminishing marginal utility talks about when your utility starts increasing and it falls again. So at 3, it's 5. At 4, it's 5. At 5, it starts reducing again. That's law of diminishing. So the answer is A. Question 4. Question 5. Which statement about a budget line in consumer behavior theory is correct? We talked about the budget line the other time.
Yeah.
It talks about two goods. When you combine 2 goods that you are able to buy with your income, which is B. Clear?
Very clear.
Question 6. When the price of a good increases, which statement is correct according to the analysis that uses budget line and different curves? The income and the substitution effect of the price increases will work in opposite direction in the case of a given goods. That's the answer. Because when you have a given goods, the first thing you think about is the income. And the other thing you think about is the substitutes for it. Because given goods are goods that their level of income. Given goods are goods that as soon as their price increases, as soon as their price increases, the demand for them also increases, like rice and bread. So the level of your income will determine if you can buy more of it or not. The only time you start thinking about not buying it is if there is substitute for it.
Oh, okay.
So the substitute means you're talking about two products with your level of income and the price of it. So the answer is A, question 6.
7.
Question 7. The diagram shows a firm in an imperfect competitive market. Which level of output would maximize total revenue? Total revenue will be maximized when your marginal cost equals to your average revenue. Where your MC equals to AR. MC equals to AR at point. You see? Where your MC equals to your AR.
C.
Yes. No, MC equals to AR at MC equals to AR. MC equals to AR. MC equals to AR at B. At B. MC equals to AR at B.
MC equals to MR.
MC equals to AR at B. Look at the line. The spot. The line.
At A.
Did you see your AR?
Yeah.
The line.
Yeah.
The line linking AR and MC. The two lines.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's linking MR and AR.
This line and this line.
Mm.
So this MC and AR here at B. This point. This is the point you are looking at. It's increasing to here at B. And look at your marginal cost. Is here. This is your marginal cost.
Okay.
Do you get it or not? So that's the point there. So it's at point B. That's when you can maximize your total revenue. Question 8. They said the diagram shows the short-run average cost and the long-run average cost curve for a firm. So which statement is correct? When each of these three curves is U-shaped, it shows the existence of economies of scale. No, it shows the existence of diseconomies of scale. So it's not A. When the LRAC curve is upward sloping beyond output OQ, it shows the existence of diseconomies of scale. That's the answer. The answer is B. As soon as you produce more than your output Q, you're going to witness diseconomies of scale. That's why it is U-shaped. So question 9.
9.
8 is B, I said that.
Yes.
For 9.
The diagram shows a decrease in demand for the product of a profit-maximizing monopolist. Which area shows the change in the monopolist's subnormal profit as a consequence of this decrease in demand?
There's decrease in demand. So from D1 to D2, that's the first point. Look at the graph. From D1 to D2, there's a decrease from D1 to D2. I think that is, there's a leftward shift from D1 to D2. So what will these changes bring about? It will bring about IH. We have IH, GK. We have IH, G, L, M, J. Look at the graph, please. There's a leftward shift from D1 to D2.
Okay.
D2 starts from IML, J. IL, M, J. K is outside of the K is already okay because it is marginal cost equals to average total cost, which is profit maximization. But shifting leftward gives us from IJML. IJML.
Okay.
But we have to include H because that was where it started. The leftward shift started from H to I.
From H to I.
Yes.
Okay.
From the D1 to D2. So D1 contains H. So that means we have to calculate H also. So it is IHJM. IHJML.
Okay.
Then we go to question 10. They said the table shows the estimate cost of operating a new factory at the end of its first year. We have the cost. So they said, assuming the short one is 1 year, What are the total variable costs? For 1 year, we have building the factory is a fixed cost. It's fixed. Raw materials is variable. Machinery and delivery vehicle is variable. Wages for workers is variable. So we have two variables there, which is 5 million and 1 million, which is 6 million. P. Clear?
Very clear. 11.
11. They said a manufacturing company merged with two companies. One of these was company X that produces a substitute product. That is horizontal integration.
Mm-hmm.
And the other was company Y that supplied its raw material. That is vertical, backward, vertical. So we have B. The answer is B. Though they didn't talk about backward here or forward, but it is vertical and horizontal. So it is B. Clear?
Very clear.
Question 12. It said, which phrase best describes the market structure illustrated by the diagram if the firm produces at output Q1? At output Q1. Okay. If the firm produces at output Q1, let's quickly go back to MR. At our MR equals to AR. That means it's a monopoly that thinks about profit maximization.
Mm-hmm.
That is the first point. But if it starts thinking about average cost with the marginal cost, which is at Q1, which they talked about here. We have it at Q1. We have our average revenue, our marginal cost. Our marginal cost equals to our average revenue at Q1. Our marginal cost is less than the average cost at Q1. Those are the 2 points we have there. Okay. The first point is talking about a profitable monopoly, which wants to maximize profit. And the only way to maximize profit is when your marginal revenue equals your average cost.
Yeah.
But for government doesn't want to maximize profit, rather want to take care of the society. So that is when our marginal cost equals to our average cost. Do you get it or not? At Q1, your MC must be your AR. You're going to produce extra. The government takes the cost, not the consumers. So that's why MC must be equals to AR at Q1. Mm-hmm. But if MC is equals to MR, it means that monopoly wants to maximize profit. Is it clear, please? Mm-hmm. Question 13. The government wants to regulate consumption of demerit goods in order to increase society net welfare. In which situation will society's net welfare increase? For welfare, it's about the social cost and the social benefit. For welfare to increase, your social benefit must exceed your social cost. Do you get it?
Yeah.
So where do we have that? D. Do you get it or not?
Yes, sir.
Question 14. Government often aim to reduce income inequalities. The diagram shows the effect of using taxation and benefits to try to achieve this aim. We have the original income, we have the disposable income, and we have the final income. So based on what we have here, they said what can be concluded from the diagram about the effects of taxes and benefits? For 0 to below 20,000, it's fine because the final income is more than the original and disposable income. For the second, the final income is more than the disposable and original income. For the third, the final income is still higher. But from the fourth and the top, which are above 40,000, they have more original income. Their final income is falling. Mm-hmm. They have a less final income. Their original income their real income is high, but their final income after taxation and other benefits is less. Do you get the point?
Yeah.
With taxation, it should reduce your income, yes. But with benefit, it should increase your final income. So fourth and top are having problems, and the value is above 40,000. So those that are earning above 40,000 are having a negative income.
Yeah.
You get it? So all income groups are better off except those originally earning more than 40,000 per year. So the answer is A. Is it clear, please?
Very clear, Mr.
Question 15.
Which policy is likely to be the least effective means of producing a more equal distribution of income amongst households?
If income has to be distributed equally, you have to think about, let's see, they said the position of minimum wage level below the level of levels produced by the market. That's the point. Because when you increase the minimum wage level above the market equilibrium, there's no benefit for anyone. Please listen to me.
I don't know what's wrong with my laptop. It keeps on turning off.
Okay. They said government wants to make sure there's equal distribution of income. To do this, government must not set the minimum wage below the market equilibrium wage rate. The employers are willing to pay higher than government. Is government doing anything? Can that reduce inequality, or can that reduce income inequality? What I'm saying is, if government is setting the minimum wage below the equilibrium wage rate, what is equilibrium wage rate? Equilibrium wage rate is the amount both employers and employees have accepted to do the job. But government is setting the wage rate below it. Is government trying to reduce the income gap?
No.
No. So that means this will not solve the problem government is trying to solve. So the answer is A. Do you get it?
Yep.
Question 16. Which supply curve indicates that eventually an individual will choose to spend more time on leisure rather than continue working for increased wages? As soon as your wage rate increases, the hour of work would reduce to start thinking about leisure. Okay. It will fall back. D. We talked about it before too.
Yeah.
Question 17. When is a trade union less likely to gain a large pay rise for its workers? It's less likely. It represents a large proportion of the workforce in the company. That doesn't matter. It represents a workforce that has an elastic demand for its labor. It represents a workforce that is increasing its labor productivity. If labor productivity is increasing, trade union will be able to negotiate high wages. It represents a workforce that works for a highly profitable monopoly. It will be able to negotiate high salary. The only time it will not be able to negotiate high pay is if the demand for labor is elastic. If the demand for labor is elastic, it means if the wage rate increases, firms will stop employing workers. So that's the only time trade union will not be able to negotiate higher salary for its members. 17. B. 18. Which statement does not support the view that extraction of mineral resources by a foreign company will make it more difficult for a developing economy to achieve future economic growth? Exports of these mineral resources will result in acquisition of exchange rate. Is good. Reduced tax rates aimed at encouraging the foreign company to invest in the country will increase inflation. Good. The foreign company will raise the skills level of the local population through training schemes. Yes. The foreign company will send profit back to its own country. A, B, and C, it's a problem. A, B, and D is a problem. C is not part of the problem of foreign involvement in a business. They are going to train your local workers, which is good for your company, which is good for your economy. So it's C. Question 19. Growth rate can be calculated using changes in the value of GDP from year to year. Why is real GDP considered to be a better indicator than nominal GDP for this calculation? Because real GDP is adjusted with the price using the base year. The nominal GDP is the normal GDP, but the real GDP, you have adjusted the price, which is inflation with it. So it's A. Question 20. Why is a disaster relief money sent by a non-government organization to a South American country not classified as official foreign aid? It's not classified as official foreign aid because it's not sent by government. If it was government, it would be, if it was government of a country, it would be like foreign aid.
Okay.
So the answer is C. 21. What is the cause of seasonal unemployment? Seasonal unemployment will be as a result of a temporary change in the pattern of consumer expenditure. C. 22. A firm initially employs 50 workers, each working 40 hours a week, and produces a total output of 18,000 units. It then employs an additional 10 workers, again, each working 40 hours, and total output rises to 19,200 units. Which effect does this rise in employment have on labor productivity per hour? First, for 18,000, we need to find the labor productivity for 18,000 and find the labor productivity for 19,000 units.
Mm-hmm.
So for 18,000 units with 18,000 divided by 50 will give us our productivity, which is 360. 19,200 divided by 19,200 divided by 60, additional 10, gives us 320. So 320 minus 360 gives us a negative 40.
Mm-hmm.
But they said per hour, not just productivity. Because it's per hour, that would be 40 hours we have. So we need per hour. It will be 40 divided by minus 40, which is minus 1, decreased by 1 unit. The answer is A. For 23, they said, according to Keynesian theory, when will an increase in the money supply leave the level of output unchanged? When there's liquidity trap.
Okay.
Yes. 24, an economy is experiencing a negative output gap. What is negative output gap? Negative output gap occurs when the output of an economy, when an economy is producing below its potentials.
Mm-hmm.
That is economic gap, output gap. You can produce more, but you are producing less than what you can produce. That is output gap. So it will not lead to inflation because what you are producing is enough. It's not going to lead to inflation.
Mm-hmm.
So inflation is not going to increase. It will decrease inflation, but it will increase unemployment because you are not using all your resources.
Yeah.
So the answer is what? B. Clear?
Mm-hmm.
20, that's 24, right?
You had enough for 25.
25, okay. What do monetarists believe on? They believe in...
The aggregate cycle.
No. Policymakers, money supply, we call them monetarists. They talk about money supply. It's money supply. It's B.
28, 26.
26, okay. Which combination of changes over time in an economy would definitely represent increased economic growth per capita? If average price rises, no. If average price rises, that's inflation. It's not good. It should fall. Yes, average price should fall. So it should be between A and B. Let's check. Total output should rise. Yes, both of them are rising. Yes. Total population should fall.
No. No change.
No change for total population. And Gini coefficient should fall.
Yes, that's B.
B, yes. 26 is B.
28.
27.
Under which circumstances for the future burden of the national debt on a country increase the most?
Okay. 27, right?
Yeah.
Yes. They say, under which circumstances will the future burden of the national debt of a country increase the most? If the budget is in deficit, they are all positive, it's fine. Change in GDP, yes, it can be change in GDP. But if the price of government bond is decreasing, it's C. Because if the price of government bond is decreasing, that means the value of your interest rate, the value of your investment is falling. So government is not making more revenue in income.
Yeah.
So the answer is C.
28.
28, yes.
Country X has a low rate of inflation and stable currency and employee resources. It attracts $25 billion of direct foreign investment. What is likely to be a positive benefit of the inflow of this foreign direct investment for country X?
Yeah, agri demand will be boosted.
Boosted?
Yeah, it will be boosted.
Okay.
So it's A. 29.
29. A country with an income tax rate X decides to increase the tax rate. The diagram shows the tax revenue will fall.
Yeah.
Why would this happen?
At tax rate X, it's fine. Well, above it, more than it, will decline, will fall. This is because if you increase your tax here, a lot of people will start dodging tax. They won't want to pay tax.
Yeah.
Do you get it?
So you're losing more than winning.
So there will be an increase in tax avoidance. So government must not increase tax. If they do, a lot of people will not pay tax.
Yeah. 30. What are the labels on the area of Phillips curve diagram? The
Phillips curve diagram, on the vertical side, we have inflation. On the horizontal side, we have unemployment. So the y-axis is inflation, the x-axis is unemployment.
Clear.
So the answer is not price, not inflation rate, not unemployment, not unemployment level. It is unemployment rate. It's not the same as level. So the answer is B, inflation rate and unemployment rate.
Fair.
Not inflation rate and unemployment level. They are not level, they are rates.
Right.
Rate of inflation and rate of unemployment.
Okay.
So the answer is B.
Done.
Yeah.
Economy. We're done.
Done, yeah.
I'm gonna go and see if we can get your pen, please.
Sure. Okay, now I have this. Do me a note today, please. No, please. That's